Hello, galactic travelers, cosmic crew. What's up? Hello, everybody. It is timestamp 08/14/2018 in the shift of the ages. I want to talk about a couple of things really quick, and then we're going to discuss Libra, the Venus in all of us, and the laws of Ma'at. This is the perfect time to discuss this today. We have 7 degrees of Libra is where Venus is, and the moon today are conjunct at 7 degrees of Libra. Perfect timing coming off this huge eclipse, right? Because if you watch this channel, so thank you to all the new subscribers. I want to thank Aluna for seeing the value in starseedology and sharing it. If you're new to the channel, this is the Cosmic Crew. Before you guys coming in, there were about 800 of us. We're in 30 plus countries around the world. Mega starseeds here for support. This crew is also building basically like a cosmic rehab, and I hate that word rehab. We're coming up with a new one, but we offer different services. So I want to thank, and that's all being built right now. I have a couple of more little announcements. So I'm working on a video right now for what happened on 08/09. So another thing about the Cosmic Crew is, since we are some of the original 144,000, and even we have a lot of master souls here, a lot of ascending masters, deities that are in our group. And so the Cosmic Christie channel is a really good gauge on these waves that are coming in, especially by the channel growth, because what's happening is, you know, with the crew, we're bringing in a lot of this new consciousness with the energy that now we've all entangled together, and that's what we were sent here to do. So we get updates when things happen, and things really happen through us. If you want to go back and look at the Ancient Codes video, that came in live that day. I can't remember the date exactly, but what's happening is your ancient codes are resetting within your DNA, and this crew had a lot to do with that. I mean, had everything to do with that, the resets in the human body. And then Gaia then has gotten codes, okay? And because we're all one, so when the earth shifts, when a planet shifts, then it literally happens within our body. So on 08/09/2018 at 9:02 p.m., we called in the reset, and we have an incredible video to show how the light was transitioning. It looked like a big TV screen going off. On my last live, I put the clip there. So I just want to talk about that and let y'all know that happened. And then on the 12th, I have another video to put together. If y'all saw any of the cloud pics that I put out on the 12th, whoa, that's when, that day, everything clicked into place. I was guided to some different areas, and all the merge keys were coming in. I mean, all around me. And what do I mean by that? My Akash, this is what I'm here for, is this shift. And this is what Libras are here for. And this is what our Libra and all of us is feeling this. And so that's what's leading into this conversation. But the ISIS codes, or the merge codes, when you're seeing any codes, like in license plates, whatever, your numbers are popping up, and they're introverted, right? Like 27 and then 72, or it could have been 7227. If you're seeing lots of those, then that means that we're shifting. You're shifting, possibly, or you're seeing signs that the collective is shifting. So I'm trained to see these. So when I drive around, and my soul's looking for them. So I literally had 2 license plates right next to each other at a stoplight that was like 11199, and then it would read, you know, 09111, you know, it all the way across. That day also, a lot of us felt like we ran into a wall, either in an etheric world, like our consciousness kind of ran into a wall, or what else happened on this day that we were allowed to video in order to show proof of these things, because that's basically what's happening, is that I was zooming into the sun, and there was no way that it was my finger. Something knocked me back. It literally went boop, and you can see it on it. You can see something blocking me from pulling in. That was the plasma. Like our consciousness shot up, and then when that happens, it creates an effect, and so then some of the masses come up. So that was a small mass, like one of the first mass waves that came in right on the 12th. Okay, so 13th, 14th is happening right now. Okay, so I'm gonna block Bear now. This is Bear, by the way, our little puppy. Okay, so I want to talk about the wisdom of balance, right? I want to, this is Libra, so if you guys just getting to know the anchor here is I have 6 planet stellium in Libra. I have Sun, Moon, Mercury, Mars, Uranus, and Pluto. So, and I'm an Aries rising. So, you know, a lot of my soul mission was to bring that feminine energy in and merge it into an alpha energy, right? Because what I talk about in starseedology is that, you know, I was confused for a while about my chart, and this is any of y'all that have stelliums. What a stellium is, if you have 3 or more planets in the same zodiac sign, then you have a stellium. And that means that, you know, wow, your soul needed to dial in a more of that energy in order to balance you out, right? It's actually a perception shift. It's not that, you know, you're so Libra. No, it's that you're so alpha. I'm so Aries at my soul, that in this lifetime I had to master and earn the right to dial in 6 energy streams in one planet, right? I mean, I had to not actually earn the right, I had to master within my soul the ability to balance those 6 planet stellium energy coming in me. So when I realized, oh my gosh, it's like divine feminine, yeah, but I'm so freaking divine masculine at a soul level that I need all that energy to even attempt to balance me out, right? So Libra is also the only zodiac sign that isn't an animal, and I always thought that was weird. Well, as I was going through my awakening process, then on April 27th, literally my body started tilting. If we have a lot of Libra energy, I mean, we are the scale, okay? And we all have Venus somewhere, okay? So Venus and Libra are the same energy. We can even take that back to the starseed locations, because when you talk to me with starseedology, what we really truly are understanding is that the purpose was to make the Libras. It was Ptolemy says, when Libra gets to 26 degrees, the sun will shine again. And that is because that divine masculine, that divine feminine is linked, mixing of those two to a perfect blend so that you harmonize. You're not too too light, you're not too dark. We don't beat ourselves up about anything. We understand that it's all a lesson, that there's no judgment of self or others in anything. And in anything. Because Libras, you know, our whole purpose, and especially the RH negatives, if you have heavy Libra, you know, our whole purpose and has been on timelines and timelines of Ma'at, of Isis, of Osiris, which that's the story. Isis and Osiris is basically Libra. But it's within all of us, because that was the Alpha Draconic, and so it was basically the seed of the evil and the seed of the angelic, which also has their issues, which we're going to talk about in just one second. That lineage, it was the perfect blend of those two, from matter and from ether. So on April 27th, and what we've been waiting for on this planet is for enough of us, physical human beings, to balance out that energy so that then we could make the shift. And that's what happened. Okay? So Venus is in Libra right now at 7 degrees, and today the moon is also at 7 degrees. So 7-7. We don't have any quincunxes in the chart, so today is just like this. It's raining outside here. It's been, you know, it's that rainy day where you just want to cuddle up and read a book and heal. And in Texas, we were having a drought until the 9th, and now it's been raining every single day. All types of floods, so resets. I don't know why I threw that in there. When Venus was in Libra this last time, because what's happening, if you're, and what we talk about on this channel, is that the zodiac wheel, you know, we're ascending that wheel. Our souls were stuck in that wheel. We all signed up to come here, but then there were a lot of things that were keeping us asleep, and most of it was us, okay? But no matter that, what's happened is that the energy and the alignments that are happening, that everyone's talking about, the prophecies and the precession of the equinoxes, which is the 26,000 year cycle. Then we had a cycle that dealt with Pluto, because Pluto takes 800 years to go around, you know, or 300. Oh, don't quote me. Saturn takes 80, I think. I'm not precise on these. I'm giving you an example, okay? So they're rotating all at different times. And the zodiac is basically a big clock. If you take off the seconds, and then you take off the hours, and then you take off the days, then you end up in signs and houses. And so so right now, Venus in Libra, what happened was, when we had that precession of the equinoxes, which was depicted in Egypt, you know, Isis, Queen's Chamber, which happened at the end of last year. And on April 27th this year, we shifted, the planet shifted, and it jolted us into a higher dimension, and we literally birthed a new earth, and we ascended the planet into 5D. And the Libras and the Libras in all of us, and the Venus in all of us, had everything to do with that. Because what happened first is, because those planets now, right, and always have been guided by the energy that we're putting off as a collective. That's how it works. And, you know, there's ancient Lemurian teachings that I'm going to go back in and talk more about, that are steering the stars. One of the main 5 spokes is of the ancient Lemurian Pleiadian teachings, is steering the stars. And we weren't steering the stars before, because we had no control of it. We weren't hooked into the plasma. There wasn't the shift that happened on April 27th. And then then there was a series of events, and so now we're to the point where we had control. We have control of the moon, and then we took control of Venus, and now everything is locked in the chart. And so that's why we're getting these incredible starseed locations now. I mean, every transit that's happening, we're hitting like all these major starseed points, so that we can integrate and we can balance out that information, and we can all wake up out of this. Because what we want to do is balance completely to the center of that zodiac chart. Really, the most important thing is that X in the middle, which is your balance, which is your core, which is no matter how much Libra energy or Venus energy is coming in, it's the balance of it all out in the center, which all is about Libra. So Libra is like a little ticker, like on The Price is Right, the zodiac, the wheel, it's the little ticker gauging that. And we rewrote Venus. I mean, that's what happened with the Uranus transit, with the Chiron transit. So, you know, while we were resetting original templates, that's what we were talking about, is that our blend, our templates that call on our 7 senses, right? Because they took away intent and intuition, but we really took it from ourselves because we just forgot. The Pluto and Libra generation, this is Pluto and Libra generation, which, so since we have these transits and since the zodiac is just basically a big clock, then wherever your Pluto is defines what generation you're from. So I'm Pluto in Libra, and I was born in the 70s. So late 60s into the 70s is the Pluto and Libra generation. Well, if you go back and watch the video where I talk about our starseed mission, you know, 1972 is whenever the mega starseeds, you know, we had 80,000 souls that were here, that were grounding the energy. And then in 1972 is whenever a majority of us started incarnating in this life for this shift, okay? So Pluto in Libra, of course it is. We're here to bring back the age of Libra. The age of Libra is the golden age. The early Egypt, where it was a renaissance, where there was no judgment, where we understood and we lived in a spiritual world. And it was the time right after the age of Leo, whenever the ice caps and everything were melting, because we had to keep the planet in a vibration of flow. And the only way to do that is to keep us in a vibration of flow, which is what going to 5D is. It's just, this is the first time in galactic history that we're all doing it together and bringing the planet with us. Because Gaia is already ascended. I know for a fact. I was drawn to watch The Golden Compass. And, oh, wait. I gotta go back. So if you have, so Pluto and Libra, right now, realize what's happening in the chart, because, you know, we're locked in. I don't know if this is going to be backwards or forwards, but, you know, if you're looking at the original chart, Capricorn's on the north, Cancer's on the south, and then you've got Libra on the east and Aries on the west. So right now, we have Saturn and Pluto up in Capricorn, and they're squaring Libra. That's what that means, right? Because Libra's over here. So that creates this square. So with all these retrograde planets that are happening right now, which there's 8, Mercury's stationing to go direct right now. If you're feeling a little tired, that's why. Little la la la, that's why. Because thank God Mercury's getting back on track. But we have 8 planets retrograde right now. Well, how many cells are in an atom? 8. And we're all oscillating the opposite direction. And we just had this huge Venus rewrite taking us back to our original loving divine feminine template. And this is what we need to talk about, because we talk about this in starseedology. If you have benevolent, you know, all of us usually have a mix of what we would consider or perceive benevolent and malevolent energy, because that was the point. We had to mix it to blend it so that we could flow, so we could push the energy up. And that's also the black and the white dragon. It all goes back to how we're connected to the planet. Okay, well, benevolent races, okay, what do we didn't have etheric, we had more etheric bodies. We were in a collective, right? And even if we have these heart chakra activations from like the alpha draconic side, because their hearts are even actually huger, right? It's just a little bit different perception. We love too much, especially Libras. We don't like to argue. We are balanced. We want everyone to get along, and the Libra in all of us has this innate ability to understand and perceive exactly where everyone's coming from at all times. I mean, especially those of us watching this channel right now, right? I mean, we automatically put ourselves in everyone else's shoes. Well, where the balance gets messed up, where we fall off our center, is whenever, because we were trained in order that what that meant was to make everyone else happy, and to sacrifice ourselves. This is Libras, this is women, this is men, because you know, men they if they wanted to stay home and do certain things, they couldn't because of perception. They had to go earn that. I mean, it was right. It's been off balance. But going back to the loving thing, here's the problem. Right now, we've got Pluto and Saturn up there squaring Libra. And all of us are controlling how the collective receives information and what's available to them. When we start in this new energy, when we stand up, when we take our power back, when we come to a situation and realize that not telling someone how I feel and then walking away from that conversation with my mind reeling about what I should have said, that SOB, I can't believe he thinks that, how dare he dog my beliefs, when's he gonna wake up? Okay, if I didn't say any of that, but then I turn around and I reel it in my head for all the time, then what you're doing is you're recreating with your thoughts the situation that you're in, because especially in 5D, your thoughts are creating your reality right now. And Pluto and Libra doesn't, you know, innately, we've been trained, and our karma actually has been freaking zapping the hell out of us all of our lifetimes across tons and tons of timelines. So because we could not do this until the energy was right, because when we stood up and did it before, man, we lost our hearts, we lost our souls because of how much we loved. So it's like it's innate, and it feels strange to do it, is what I'm trying to say. But realize that it's mirror and merge. You've got to do it opposite, and so come at it with a true sense. And what I'm learning in this new energy, and this is so important, is that if you just stay balanced and in good resonance and don't react, whatever situation comes to you, you continue to state your piece of it. I understand that you feel. Let me make sure I understand this. You just told me that you da 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 da, and you just said yada 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 yada. Now let me tell you how that makes me feel. This is how I feel. And tell them how you feel. And stand up for yourself. Because see, this is the divine feminine that got raped from Gaia, from us, from humans. because that was the fear program to keep us down, so that we wouldn't have intelligence and intuitive, that we would just take it all from someone else telling us what to do. We can't do that anymore. And we've got Pluto and Saturn that are literally standing up at Capricorn, making sure it doesn't happen. So if you're continuing to do it right now, again, there is no fence sitting anymore. Welcome to Cosmic Christie. Sometimes it's the cosmic whip. But if you continue to do it, it's going to get worse and worse and worse and worse. Because however hard you hang on to something, and the energy and the photonic, what we're going through right now is so high, intense energy, and we just got started. I mean, we're going to go out on a wave very soon that is going to pull up a lot of mass, and it's going to happen when? In October, when the sun's in Libra. So this is what we need to pay attention to. Not only that, and I'm not going to do the Golden Compass, but I did just watch the Golden Compass. It popped up, of course, on my Netflix, and I watched it, and I hadn't watched it in a long time. Oh my God, it's basically a movie about us and what's going on right now. The children have these demons that they call demons. I mean, this is everybody. And where humans just had these demons that were part of them, that were an animal that ran around them. So interesting. But the main thing was Lyra, the name of the main character, the little girl, who looks straight up like Ruthie, by the way. It has this golden compass, and it's the zodiac. I mean, we built the zodiac in order to assist us in this time, so that we could assist the collective in breaking out of this wheel. And so right now what the wheel is telling us is, do not self-sabotage. Do not give your sovereignty away out of fear that you might lose an argument, lose a person, lose a thing. You can't do it. I mean, it all the way goes down to, you know, people who are looking for jobs, you know, in the new energy. If you're a starseed watching this right now, and you're writing a book, or you're doing tarot and da-da-da-da-da, and you go out and try to be employed by someone, I'm sorry, you're just delaying yourself. Because every single person that I've talked to since 15 months since this has been happening that's went and done that, has then lost their job in the next 2 to 3 months, or completely lost their consciousness because they get so into 3D. Whereas if they just would have stuck it out and got creative and believed in themselves, especially right now, because everyone's thirsty for this information. I mean, it's just now starting. But do you see what I'm saying? It's like, you can't go back to those old constructs. They're not available anymore. We're collapsing them. And we have this golden compass. Go watch that movie. Okay, the next full moon that's coming, I don't know the exact day, I just like, is full moon of Pisces. And see, and this is going back to the love. It's actually, this full moon's going to be on Fomalhaut. Fomalhaut is one of 4 royal stars, Antares, Aldebaran, Fomalhaut, and Regulus. I have Regulus and I have Fomalhaut. So Fomalhaut is from the benevolent line, and it is Cygnus, basically. So it's ancient Cygnus, because this again is the royal stars. So they, of course, represent additional galactic and star nations, right? So Fomalhaut is basically the story of Romeo and Juliet. It's being the divine masculine and the divine feminine together, which of course we're going to steer the stars. We're going to get that energy right now, because we just rewrote Venus. All right, we already rewrote the moon, took control of the moon. Now we just rewrote Venus, okay, and so now we're going to Arcturus, you know, Fomalhaut, And so this energy is going to come up in us. And so the beings that are from Fomalhaut, then you guys know. So Fomalhaut is 2 degrees Pisces. So 2 degrees, you know, in an orb around it. So I have a connection here. I'm not from here. Okay, my birth father was from Fomalhaut. This is also Archangel Gabriel. So this energy, what the love that we feel is so intense that it's like you feel like you can't. Romeo and Juliet, you can't survive without them. Well, this is the lesson we're having to learn right now. We're having to learn that there's nothing, I mean, it's actually mirror and merge. There's nothing on the outside of us that can control us to that extent. And why? Because we know how this works. I know it's hard to believe, it blows my mind too, but this is all energy. We're all dialed in on energy dials. We're just learning lessons. And as soon as you do learn that lesson, so you can keep getting upset about Romeo and Juliet, and you can sacrifice yourself, but then understand you're going to turn right back down and come back and learn that lesson again. And if that's what you're supposed to in this life, then you will, because that's your path, and that's what your soul chose for you to do. There's and right now, at a time where the earthquakes, the flooding, we reset the earth. If you go back and look, I mean, we already had the volcanoes. When the ancient codes came in, I can't remember the date now. Gosh, 0805. Maybe when the ancient codes came in is whenever the ring of fire and the ancient volcanoes, you know, the ancient ones from deep underneath the ocean started activating. So now it's building up to this. So we're going to have some catastrophic type of events go on. And if us starseeds that are here to bring the revolution, that are here to maintain balance for the planet and for everyone else, so we can hold that space. They can freak out, but it doesn't matter because they're under our tent. We can't be the tent if we're down on the ground crying with them. And we're the tent only because we have consciousness and because we understand that the souls that are passing chose to pass. There are many, many, many souls on this planet that are not choosing to shift. And it's not because their soul isn't ready. It's because they came here till this point in time to hold specific energies to complete the infinity, to complete human evolution. Okay? Because now we're galactic humans. I mean, that's what's happening. Okay? So, but they want to hurry up and come back. Or they're going back to source. You know, when you pass through, the biggest trick, when you're passing through the gates, if you pass away, if someone comes up to you, a being comes to you and asks you to re-sign up to come back to Earth, you don't even look at them, steer to the left, go to source first, because that's how we got stuck here and fractaled off. You can come back, but go home first. Go to source. Okay? The laws of Ma'at, and this is already 33 minutes long. I'm going to post the laws here, and this is the laws of Ma'at. This is the golden age. This is what the Egyptians lived by. This is universal law. These are the laws that we are governed by and have been governed by this whole time, but we didn't. We knew them as maybe the 10 Commandments or those types of things. But this is also how, you know, it really is our fault, each of our individual faults for believing in those constructs that held us down to begin with. No matter what it is, the government, the Illuminati, Alpha Draconic, whatever the hell, you can blame it on whatever. But as soon as you stop focusing on all those stuff, then it ceases to exist. So it's really our fault for passing judgment on it and maintaining that existence. You know, like even this Gaia TV, all that stuff. Okay, whatever. It doesn't matter. The weather, the harp, okay, whatever. No, they're not. They can't do that. I don't believe it. So then I'm one less person who's looking and talking about it. So then I'm one less energy source that it's getting energy to continue it. That's universal law. This is why we say don't watch the news. You know, don't any energy that you're focusing on, that you're concreting it for the rest of everyone else. And so that's my point with Libra right now. If you can't do it and bring balance for yourself, realize that all of us, every single one of us humans on this planet have Libra. And the reason that we're here, have Venus, have that Libra energy, and the reason that we incarnated was to blend these bloodlines to create heaven on earth. And we're the tents. We're holding up the consciousness so that everyone, we can save as many as we can. This is everyone on the planet. This is this blend. And so we all fall under this Libra, Venus, Venetian laws of Ma'at and universal laws. Arcturian. This is Arcturus is in Libra. So these are the 42 ideals of Ma'at. And I'm also going to post them here. I honor virtue. I benefit gratitude. I am peaceful. I respect the property of others. I affirm that all life is sacred. I give offerings that are genuine. Number 7, I live in truth. I regard all altars with respect. That's meaning other people's beliefs. And it's not that you have to believe in other people's beliefs, but you can't interfere with their free will to believe those things. It's not our right. I speak with sincerity. I consume only my fair share. So this is what we need to purchase. We don't need to hoard anything. We don't need to hoard money. We don't need to hoard water. We don't need to hoard anything. All those things are energy. So if you're hoarding it, then you're not giving any energy, and then that will end up coming back in some situation that's going to give you devastation and loss. I offer words of good intent. Everything is in the intent. I relate in peace. Number 13, I honor animals with reverence. Golden Age, we didn't eat animals. It had nothing to do with anything, but we didn't want to consume the fear that the energy that was in the animal when we ate it, and that we knew they were consciousness. And so a lot of us are shifting back to this diet, plant-based diet, naturally, because our DNA is going back to these original templates. I speak positively of others. I remain in balance with my emotions. I am trustful in my relationships. Trust. In 5D, when your heart is pure and you release judgment, then it's much easier to trust, because you feel it when someone is coming at you with ill will. It's an energy thing, and they can't do it like they used to. But we have to trust that the new energy is here. That's what Ma'at's saying. I hold purity in high esteem. I spread joy. I do the best I can. Doesn't say I'm the best and I am the best all the time, and if I'm only the best, then that's all that counts. It says I do the best I can, and that's number 22. Number 23, I communicate with compassion. I listen to opposing opinions. I create harmony. I invoke laughter. I am open to love in various forms. No judgment. I am forgiving. I am kind. I act respectively of others. I am accepting. Number 32, I follow my inner guidance. There's ding, 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 ding. Intuition, intelligence, intent, the 3 N's, inner guidance. Number 33, I converse with awareness. I do good. I give blessings. I keep the waters pure. The waters in my body, the waters which are also emotions. That's what water is. It's your emotions. It's the moon. So I keep my emotions pure. I speak with good intent. I praise the goddess and the god in everybody, because we're all parts of source, especially once we go through this ascension process and we understand that we're all just here representing a different face and a different account of the experience of source. I am humble. I achieve with integrity. Number 41, I advance through my own abilities. That's going back to the wheel again, advancement, mastery. And number 42, I embrace the all. So print these. Please put them on your, I put them on my refrigerator. I hadn't seen these laws of Ma'at until last year. You know, if y'all don't know, I had a shock activation in May of 2017 and just boop, came fully online. And then my life went nuts. Again, go back and look at the videos from August of last year if you want to see me going through eclipse stuff that maybe you might be going through now. Because I've been through it. I just did it last year. I mean, and that's the way showers. You guys are here too to share your experiences, because the masses are just now starting to wake up. So go back and check out my videos. If you think that you can't do it, or whenever you feel like you're completely unbalanced, go look at some of my old videos with snot running out of my nose and this victim mentality. But through the laws of Ma'at and through opening up my Akash and activating my starseed DNA, I ask for Creator, I ask for all of our starseed origins to connect now. I ask for all the beings that see this video at any place in time, and this now will activate starseed DNA. All starseed DNA that is in me, which is represented of about 20 star races, are activated within each one of them now. We're blending all those together. They are activated now. And you are now in telepathic communication with all of those who exist on this channel. We bond together and we clear. And we call in the highest timeline of all dimensions, of all space and time in this now. We activate starseed DNA. We activate dopamine. We activate serotonin. We activate adrenaline. We activate the original templates of all of our starseed DNA to be returned now. We ask that what no longer serves be released. We ask that that is released as peacefully and calmly as our human can handle in this experience. However, we understand that we have to knock down houses to build mansions. So we stay in faith. And we walk together for the first time across this planet, hand in hand, steering the stars. And so it is. Hoot, hoot. We love you all of the all, for we are not small. We are taller than tall. Talk to you soon. Mwah. I'm getting more videos out. Readings, if you scheduled readings, I'm scheduling like 2 or 3 a day. So watch your email. Mwah.